Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005 on the channel. Here tonight, we are live at the Michigan International Speedway as we're Cup Series racing for our Chase for 8 with Jimmy Johnson this season. It's the DHL 400 at Michigan. No practice or qualifying for myself entering this race, so Jimmy Johnson will be starting at the rear, trying to go for 4 wins in a row. That is not counting the All-Star race. He had one during this 3-race in a row stretch coming into Michigan. Michigan is not a track where he had a lot of success at in his NASCAR career, so we'll see if we can try to rewrite that today, getting his first career win at the Michigan International Speedway. Again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content, and we are about to get into this race here today. Running the Platinum Lows paint scheme for the second day in a row, second race in a row. Green flag is in the air as Ryan Newman leads the field to the green. I showed Newman up there on the leaderboard when they crossed the start-finish line. Now it's showing Gordon with the edge, so Gordon may have been the driver on the pole. Little check up in the middle of turns 1 and 2 on that outside lane. Johnson taps the brakes a little bit just to keep it away from everybody as they're already fanning out 2 and 3 wide down the back straightaway at Michigan. The Busch Series race at Michigan that we ended up having, we had a wreckfest of a race. 8 cautions in that one. Hopefully we don't have that today. We'll just have to wait and see. There's already a car in the wall off turn 4. There was contact made as they were 3 wide off the exit of the corner again. I couldn't tell who it was that got into the wall, but I think the car in the middle that made contact was Casey Mears. Now there's more contact getting into turns 1 and 2 at the back of the pack. Mears stuck on the high side now. 144 jumps up in line right behind him. Terry Labonte and Jimmy Johnson, the Hendrick Chevys at the back of the field, trying to stay as low as they can down the back straightaway and stay out of harm's way. More contact off turn 4. You can see sparks flying every now and then around this racetrack. Things are getting sketchy on lap 3. Diamond Jeff, Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Johnson quickly gets underneath Joe Nemechek, and boy, Jimmy wants to get through this field as quickly as he can. Nemechek really held him down on the bottom pretty aggressively. Johnson got a little bit sideways. Nemechek makes the dive now underneath Brian Vickers. So Gordon at the front, then you got the other 300 cars outside the top 30 to start this race. Johnson dives underneath Vickers to become the second highest, running Hendrick car. 3 wide in the tri-oval again. Johnson comes into the race third in points. The points leader is Kevin Harvick. I mentioned that Matt Kenseth was up towards the top of the point standings last night. I guess I was wrong. I looked at it again, and Kenseth is actually sitting 11th on the grid, so he's the first driver outside the cutoff line to make it into the inaugural chase. And in fact, the highest running Ford in the point standings is Kurt Busch at 8th. The top 7 are all Dodges or Chevys, 5 Chevys and 2 Dodges. Top 4 in the point standings are all Chevrolets. First Dodge would be Ryan Newman in 5th. Johnson into the back of Dale Jarrett. Good thing it was in the middle of the tri-oval, but this is a very fast racetrack. Got to be careful of any contact. We've already seen a lot of it towards the back of the pack. Things have somewhat mellowed out, I guess. Johnson to the inside of Dale Jarrett. 3 wide into turn 3 as Jimmy gets a little loose. Trying to keep it off the 88. He drives right on by. 3 wide still now off turn 4. Jarrett in the middle again. Johnson on the bottom again. And now Jeff Burton's the car on the high side of the 99. Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream. You declare October 26th, NASCAR 21 day. Well, we'll definitely be playing NASCAR 21 on that day, that's for sure. Casey Caden's led quite a bit early on. Gordon led the opening lap, but Caden, I believe, has led every lap from lap 2 or 3 on. I'm sure Gordon is still up there, though. Casey trying to get his first career win. Just past halfway through the regular season. Like Waltrip running a pretty nice looking paint scheme from behind at least. And the American flag on the left side of it as well as Johnson makes the 3-wide pass of both Jamie McMurray and Michael Waltrip into turn 1. Brendan Gaughan almost gets into the wall off the exit of turn 2. Rusty Wallace and Jimmy Johnson are flying down the back straightaway. Rusty gets a little sideways though, maybe carried a little too much speed into the corner. Johnson rips the bottom, didn't get loose that time. The left side tires on that painted white line on the inside of the racetrack, and Johnson is making moves. 3 wide again as he makes the pass. Kenseth with the block into turn 1 as Johnson shoves wide. Earl Arnold Jr., welcome to the stream as well. Johnson under Kenseth. Kenseth not that far behind the cutoff line in points, but again, he is the first driver back. It's my bad on stating that he was towards the front of the field last night for any Kenseth fans out there. Tony Stewart running wide in the middle of 3 and 4, but he does clear the 21 of Ricky Rudd first. Johnson right in line behind his teammate Jeff Gordon. Jimmy going high, Gordon going high as well. Big time crossover for Johnson to get around his teammate. Johnson on the outside of Biffle into 3. Watching The Nightmare Before Christmas. That is a classic. Casey Kane did lose the lead a little bit ago. Kurt Busch trying to battle up there for the lead as well. Another 3-wide pass for Johnson in the tri-oval on Greg Biffle and Ricky Rudd. A couple of Fords that time. Oh, Jimmy pushed wide up the track and had to lift. Tony Stewart now underneath Biffle. Rudd continues to fall back. Taylor Jr. going down, maybe trying to side draft the 9 of Casey Kane on corner entry into turn 3. Under a blanket are the leaders. Nobody's able to pull away because of the draft here at Michigan. Johnson clears Jr. for position. He's underneath Harvick. He'll take the dive under Casey Kane into turn 1. Jimmy Johnson up to 3rd. Newman shoves wide. In line behind the 97 of Kurt Busch. Johnson is on a rail and up to 2nd place. Now trying to get after Kurt Busch. He'll take the dive to the bottom of the racetrack. Into turns 3 and 4. New leader Jimmy Johnson from the back to the front in 11 laps. As he tries to go for 4 wins in a row. Jumped from 5th to 1st in the standings. Busch back to the inside. Johnson gets the run off corner exit. High side off turn 2 and a pullback clear. The 97 to Busch down the back straightaway. It's as strong as we've seen Kurt Busch for most of the season. I know he's been quietly good. Again, he's 8th in points. He is the highest running Ford so far. Look at the speeds, 198 miles an hour into turn 1. That's for the lead car. That's not even anybody in the draft. And just like what we saw at California a handful of races ago, nobody is able to break away in the lead pack because of the drafting ability that everybody can get down these long straightaways around this 2-mile tri-oval at Michigan, just like at California. Johnson wiggles just a little bit, giving room up on the bottom for Ryan Newman. Can Newman complete the pass off turn 4? They're side by side for the race lead. Newman with a mistake as they were, or Johnson, excuse me, with a mistake as they were 3 wide. Casey Kane would have moved to the bottom of the track if he could complete the pass. Oh, contact between Johnson and Busch. Newman got a piece of it as well. Kane tries to pull away. Johnson still on the outside of Busch off turn 4. Newman still trying to challenge after the race leader, Kasey Kahne. Not going to let him pull away as much as he can help it. For those of you watching the stream right now as well, not only hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, but also you want to tune in tomorrow night. And if you have a PS4, you might want to have it on NASCAR Heat 5 tomorrow night. We'll have our final online lobby for NASCAR Heat 5. We'll start it at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same time that we started this stream here tonight. Johnson drafting off of Kasey Kahne to get to the outside of Ryan Newman now. 199 miles an hour into turn 1 in the draft. Kahne still stays high. Newman on the bottom, and he's looking for the lead. Kasey drifted way too high. Newman can't quite clear him. Johnson crosses to the inside. 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. Johnson with the advantage down low. He'll clear in the middle of 3 and 4. And as they merge through the corner, Newman swings high. Now he tries to block Kahne back to the inside, but Kasey Kahne is there, and they're side by side still for second. No, I don't plan on streaming any races this weekend. Again, the only other race that I planned on streaming the rest of the year, as far as the real races go, will be at Phoenix for the Xfinity Series Championship race. But trust me, we'll do a lot more races again next year. We did a lot this year. Just the end of the season, kind of more sporadic. I haven't really watched a lot of races from the comfort of my own couch this season. I wanted to kind of split it up, more. But you guys, I mean, we had such a great turnout for Talladega. I don't want to say I'm regretting it, but at the same time, it is a little nice to just kind of sit back and relax every now and then when the race is on. But yeah, that'll be the next and final one this season. Then we'll turn around next year, and I probably planned on doing the Busch Clash next year for the live commentary. Means I can't actually watch the Busch Clash in person because it's not in Daytona during speed weeks, but I believe that will be where we're going to start things off with live commentary for next season. The Busch Clash at the LA Coliseum. We got one slow car on the racetrack in turns 1 and 2 up here. I'm not sure who it is. Likely an engine failure. We're only on lap 19. This track is brutal on these engines. Mark Martin in the 6 is up in smoke on the inside of the racetrack right now, so the field will pass him down the back straightaway. Ryan Newman trying to hang on to second place. Newman, big dive to the bottom of the track. Johnson tried to cut in the center of the corner, and he'll hold on to the lead. Newman hasn't had really a big enough of a run getting into the corner, any corner really, to try and make a move on Johnson for the lead. But I remember cautions breeding cautions at Michigan pretty much the entire race when we ran here for the Busch Series some time ago. I was thinking about it earlier today. I was like, oh, wait, Michigan was the race we had a ton of cautions. I wondered if that was going to be like that for the Cup Series. Of course, these drivers are a little bit more experienced, and I think you're seeing that on full display early on, at least. You're seeing them race aggressively, but pretty clean for the most part, 21 laps in. Kahne and Newman side by side for second. Kasey finally gets underneath the 12, but he can't quite clear him off the exit of turn 4. Johnson trying to break the draft down to the bottom of the track through the tri-oval. Went down to the apron. Kahne's got a massive run. Nowhere to go with it. Johnson hugging the bottom. Kasey should be able to clear high, though, down the back straightaway on the 12 with ease. Choosing to stay about a lane off the top, though. He wants to try to get around Johnson and send it into 3 and 4. And he's going to get there. Casey Kane thought that there could have been an opportunity to make a pass for the lead, and he was going to try it. Side-directed Jimmy Johnson really well off the exit of turn 4. Oh, contact in the middle of the corner. That got dangerous. Joshua, you're saying you're going to be at Phoenix for the championship race weekend? Or you're going to be there for the stream? Like PGA 2K21. Getting that virtual golf in. Johnson underneath Kane. More contact. Johnson shoved up the track that time. Oh no, Casey Kane's blowing up while leading. Problems for Casey Kane as he is blowing up while leading the race. That will give the lead to Johnson off turn 4. Second driver to blow an engine in the early going. First Mark Martin, now Casey Kane. 25 laps in. And Kane led quite a few laps in the early going. Actually, probably led the most laps up to this point in the race. Well, unfortunately for him, his night will come to an early end. And he will not get his first career win tonight at Michigan. Kane, one of the 2 Dodgers in the top 10 in points, comes in 9th in the standings right now. And that is going to hurt him significantly. We only have 10 races left until the chase begins after the conclusion of this one tonight. Johnson blocking Newman down the back straightaway. Newman had a really good run off the exit of turn 2. Can't tell who's in third now. I think it might be Rusty Wallace in the 2. Not sure what the fuel window is going to look like, too. That's one thing I never really thought about until just now. Michigan always had a lot of fuel mileage races before the stage racing era for the Cup Series, and I wonder if this could be a potential fuel mileage race today. Of course, this track, both in the Chevy and the Ford home, I should say this is a home race for both the Chevy and Ford manufacturers in the field, but the Dodges up at the front of the field here early on. Ryan Newman led for a brief moment. Casey Kane led for a few laps. Rusty Wallace is now up to third. Of course, Kane has already blown an engine, but still got Dodges running second and third. Followed by Kevin Harvick and Jeff Gordon. Contact off turn 2. Newman's in the wall hard. After getting into the left rear of Jimmy Johnson. Almost had our first caution of the day. Getting dicey. Extremely dicey. Well, that gives Johnson a 1-second lead. And he has broken away from the draft, but we'll see if these drivers can try to draft back up to the 48. Actually, kind of looks like Rusty Wallace has broken away from everybody else as well in second place. There's a big gap behind him. We'll We'll see if he can run speeds that can catch the 48 of Johnson. I mean, he's closed pretty quickly. He's within about 0.8 of a second into turn one. Yeah, I don't know what all courses are in that game, only because I've barely played it. They definitely have a lot of the top courses that the PGA plays on. Not all of them, but quite a few. Rusty Wallace has a really fast race car today. He has not won a points race this season. The only race he did win this year was the Budweiser Shootout in Speed Weeks at Daytona. And I was kind of just looking at how long ago I started this season, because I know it was a long time ago. We started the gameplay for this season. We ran the Daytona 500 the day before the actual Daytona 500. And I did not even realize that. I was like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me this season's literally going to take longer than the actual NASCAR season? Because I know we're going to start clicking away a lot more of these streams starting really this weekend, with the end of NASCAR Heat 5 coming within the next couple days. We'll just be playing this before NASCAR 21 Ignition, but we're not going to be able to finish the season before 21 Ignition comes out. So this is going to carry into the actual NASCAR off season, which means when I go to start next season, I think what I'm going to plan on doing is doing one race every week with the actual Cup Series when I do the custom schedule seasons, so we can actually run that at the same time. So, like, the Daytona 500 will be the week of the 500. The second race of the year will be the week of the actual second race for the Cup Series, and so on and so forth. Oh, it doesn't have Pebble Beach? That's definitely up there, top 3 course. I'm surprised they don't have that one. I know they don't have Augusta. There's only one golf game that I can ever remember having Augusta. I do remember hearing that the next EA Sports golf game that they're planning on coming out with, I don't know what year it's supposed to be, but they got the license to have Augusta back on the game, so that'd be pretty cool. Legitimately play the Masters, because that's the only thing. It's like you play career mode and stuff, and like you go through like all the majors and you try to win all the majors, but they don't actually have the Masters on there. It's like a makeshift fourth major. Kind of stinks. Rusty Wallace has not only caught Jimmy Johnson, but he's looking to pass him. Side by side for the lead. Johnson aggressively side drafts Wallace off the exit of turn 2, but he makes a mistake. He's in the wall, and Wallace is going to get to the lead. Rusty Wallace will lead for the first time today at Michigan. Johnson tries to get back to him and trying to draft. Wallace leading the race right now. Johnson going to draft behind Wallace and maybe try to stay away from the rest of the pack right now. At least down the straightaways. Johnson's a little bit more unstable, though, in that dirty air behind Wallace. That's the only problem. The only main issue. Car's definitely moving around a ton. It is not planted. Wallace trying to block about as good as he possibly can. These speeds are well over 170 miles an hour all the way through. A little love tap to the left rear of Wallace off the exit of turn number 2 will give Jimmy Johnson the lead right back once again. With about a quarter tank of fuel left at lap 38. Drivers need to make it to lap 50. They're going to want to make it on fuel in just 3 pit stops tonight. Oh, jeez. Stepped over that line. Of stability in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and Johnson ended up scraping the wall. That gave Rusty Wallace an easy path to the inside of him. And it looks like Rusty will pull clear off turn 2. Wallace is clear. Some of the other leaders are starting to slowly catch back up. A lot of that was the contact these two made a few laps ago. Losing a little bit of their gains. Up the hill goes Johnson and Wallace again, though, in 3 and 4. Just tell that these tires are starting to slowly wear out on the 48 to 2. I don't know why I keep putting it in the wall. It's like the second time I've done it on corner entry. Both times is getting into turn 1. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Johnson up the hill again. Just barely kept it off the wall that time. Rusty Wallace with a big block off the exit of turn 4. Wallace continuously trying to block the 48 of Jimmy Johnson down the back straightaway. Little contact getting into turn 3. Wallace continuously just was trying to block a little too long in the middle of the corner as Johnson had a good run on him, and Jimmy unwillingly got in the back of the 2. Johnson gets a run off the exit of turn 2. Trying to stay away from Wallace to make sure that Rusty's not going to side draft him here. Johnson will pull clear into turn 3. Slide up the racetrack just a little bit. Wallace with the crossover now. I need more stability in the race car. We need more downforce. Definitely going to see some adjustments coming for the 48 of Johnson. Second half of this run has just been pretty bad with the handling. They're going to attempt to tighten it up. Johnson leads that lap at the line. Slides up in front of the 2. Wallace going to try to cross him back over again. Johnson with a block. So we got some drivers hitting pit road. Our first pit stops of the day at lap 47. And these drivers pitting right now, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to try and make it on fuel in just 3 pit stops. Kurt Busch's uncle, welcome to the stream. He is an uncle. Uncle Kurt. Well, his fuel tank is getting pretty close to empty. And Johnson really would like to get to lap 50. Rusty Wallace just pit that last lap. Here you see Kevin Harvick cycling off the pit lane. It should cycle Wallace, I would think, to the lead. Pitting just 1 lap before Johnson to get these fresh tires. Jimmy going to stay out on the track 1 more lap. Definitely better handling in the clean air, but got to adjust for that because Johnson's not going to be in the clean air the rest of the day, I don't think, especially now that the 2 cars worked his way towards the front of the field, and he is showing some real speed underneath that Miller Lite hood. And there is Rusty Wallace making his way off of pit road. Johnson will pit this time at lap 49. It'll be lap 50 when he makes his way off of pit road, so it is going to be tough on whether or not he can make it. 4 tires and fuel, half a round of wedge going into the race car to try and help tighten it up a little bit. Going to drop the air pressure 1 pound as well, so a couple of adjustments for the 48 of Johnson under the first pit stop of the race. You actually do call Kurt Busch Uncle Kurt? I've heard Brexton say that before. That's why Uncle Kurt. I don't have an Uncle Kurt. I don't think there's any Kurts in my family, actually. So again, I would assume Rusty Wallace will cycle to the lead. And there he goes. Yep. So Rusty Wallace will be the new leader. Kevin Harvick will be in second. Johnson's still trying to get up to speed on the bottom of the racetrack to get into turn 3. Dale Jr. is coming up quickly, but Johnson just gets up to speed quick enough to stay in front of the 8 of Dale Jr. The 176 car is still out on the racetrack. I think that's Earl Hall, if I'm not mistaken. And it's lap 51. We got some drivers like Jeff Gordon just pitted. He is probably looking close on fuel as well. So if we do go caution-free today at Michigan, which if we would, it'd be the 3rd caution-free race of the season, this is going to be a fuel mileage race. And I was expecting that to be the case once we got to about lap 25, and we were seeing that it was going to be close to make it on 3 stops. Boy, this definitely has the makings of a wild one. Sterling Marlin also stayed out of the pits a little bit longer. We could be seeing an upset winner today. Remember, the only way you qualify for the chase, again, 10 drivers do qualify at the end of the regular season. It's strictly the top 10 in points, so wins don't really guarantee you that. But obviously, if you're winning a race, you're scoring more points than anybody else. So So that consistency does matter. Big time, especially when you consider the fact that it's a 10-point difference just between first and second alone, which is larger in increments than any other position on the racetrack or position to position on the racetrack. Plus, you add the fact that if you win the race, you're leading at least one lap. Second place doesn't lead any laps. That's 15 more points than them. And if you somehow lead the most, that's 20 more points in second place. Johnson has caught Kurt Busch pretty quickly. But now can he get around him? Kurt was throwing some... Sorry, I said Kurt Busch. Rusty Wallace. Kurt will be in the two... No, not next season. It would be the season after, I guess. I guess this isn't even Rusty Wallace's last year in the two. Waller Nate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. Johnson trying to back the corner up. Taking a little bit wider of an arc. Just trying to keep it off of him as he lifted off the exit of turn two. He didn't want to get into the left rear. He really wants to race Rusty Wallace as cleanly as he possibly can. Cleaner they race, knowing that both of these cars are really fast. And especially if they don't battle for position as much, they can really start to pull away from everybody else. And if Harvick also doesn't push as hard as he can to try and pass him, maybe he could save enough fuel to make it up 3 stops by the end of this race. Wall's definitely putting up a pretty good fight right now. I mean, Johnson would like to lead the most laps, obviously, but it's not going to be easy. He's cutting Rusty some slack here. Definitely made a little bit more contact than what he would have liked on that opening run. We still got over half the race to go, so another reason Johnson is racing super, super clean right now. Really doesn't want to risk wrecking the race car. It's a fast track. It's very easy for something like that to happen. Doesn't take much contact. Gene Huddleston, welcome to the stream. Johnson looked low for a brief moment, but Wallace got off of turn two equally as well as Johnson. He shoves up the track now in turns 3 and 4. I mean, you can just see Kevin Harvick has virtually disappeared out of the rearview mirror with these two not battling as aggressively. Johnson playing really nice with Rusty Wallace right now. Two drivers have blown an engine in the race. Those are the only two that have DNF'd so far, and no cautions through the first 59 laps in the DHL 400 at Michigan. the cornering that really gets Rusty Wallace the speed in that blue deuce. Oh, you're talking about the Roval? Yeah. Yeah, Harvick definitely tried to retaliate for whatever reason on Chase Elliott this weekend. I thought the rivalry was done, but I guess not. Hopefully it is done now, because it was looking like it was about to get pretty ugly there. I mean, it was ugly briefly, but if Elliott would have retaliated back, it would have got really, really ugly. Like, it's one thing to have a rivalry like that, but it kind of sucks with the points format the way it is. And I mean, that literally could have costed one of those two drivers. I mean, it could have costed Elliott a spot in the next round. It didn't, and Harvick ended up missing on his own mistake at the end of it, and not because Elliott dumped him, thankfully. Well, hopefully it's all done. Jeffries, welcome to the stream. Oh boy. Jimmy Johnson not doing too well in Indy these days. Rookie Scott Wimmer going to be the first driver to go a lap down in the race today at lap 62. Surprised these guys haven't caught lap traffic before this. Johnson definitely trying to close. Rusty Wallace hits his marks perfectly. Johnson drafting, now shared drafting behind Rusty Wallace. Do the same thing down the back straightaway as well. These two really separating each other from the field. Yeah, NASCAR's YouTube channel usually they premiere an old NASCAR race at the track that they're racing at that coming weekend, and it's usually Thursdays at noon. I'm off of work on Thursday, so I watch a lot of them. Ray Howard, welcome to the stream. Yeah, you mentioned something about that yesterday in the stream. Meant to look into it last night, and I forgot. Johnson to the outside of Wallace. That was a pretty good move. Let's see if it's going to actually work out for him, though. On the high side into turns 3 and 4. Johnson going pretty wide. He didn't really pinch the 2-car down and try to side draft him, so Wallace will hang on to the lead. First time Johnson's gotten alongside Rusty Wallace since getting behind him, and now we'll get back to the outside again. Rusty will try to protect the bottom, and he's like, all right, Jimmy, if you want to try to pass me up high, that is going to be the only way I'm going to let you around me. And Johnson couldn't quite hold that corner that time. Now he'll cut to the inside. Good little crossover. Johnson's got the lead for now into turns 3 and 4. He slides up the racetrack. We'll keep it off the wall, but it's Rusty Wallace who clears back down to the bottom again. Good battle for the lead. Johnson finally starting to race with him. He's figuring that Rusty Wallace is leading quite a few laps right now. To try to get around him. Building up momentum down the back straightaway. 197 miles an hour into turn 3. Oh, I do have ads now? R6, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was wondering if any of you guys saw anything about it. Why, did you guys just get an ad, like, right in the middle? Or was it when you were coming in? I don't know how it works. I have YouTube Premium, so, like, I don't know exactly how it works. I don't get ads. Coming up on another lap car. And caution's out for the first time today at lap 69. Lap 69, caution, our first of the race. And looks like we had a car spin and hit the wall in turns 1 and 2, really off the exit of turn 2, and it was the 175. No contact, just kind of looped it, backed it into the wall. Oh, Jeff Green, Joe Nemechek got a big piece of it, piling in off the exit of the corner. And Johnson will pit. We'll see if anybody else will make their way down. Nope. I was hoping more cars were going to pit there. That's unfortunate. Well, looks like Jimmy's going to be restarted at the rear of the field. He will get fresh tires, though. So it doesn't interfere with the racing. Well, that's good. That's good. Oh, it was before the stream for you? Yeah, I didn't know how that worked either. Waiting for the stream. So Rusty Wallace will restart from the lead. He had the lead at the start, or I should say at that caution. Green flag back in the air, and Scott Wimmer got the free pass. Not sure if anybody else hit pit road. I think the only other car that hit the pits was the driver who brought out the caution in the 175. I think he hit pit road as well. So we know Johnson and the 175 could definitely make it on 2 stops to the end from here. Some drivers may be able to push it to make it on 2 more as well. And with that caution, the drivers that were looking more at a 3-stop race, they might have stayed out thinking, okay, maybe we can make it now. Johnson just decided to play it safe. Now he can make it, and he's going to try to rip through this field on fresh tires. First caution of the day. We had cautions breed caution in the Busch Series race at Michigan. We know how wild this track can be with restarts. No matter what car, what points format. Track's just so wide. Oh, contact right there. Terry Labonte got into the left rear of the 0 of Ward Burton. Seen a lot of contact in the middle and the back of the pack at the initial start of the race as well, and you're seeing it on this first restart of the day. Oh, Johnson is absolutely ripping through the field. As expected, with about 20 lap fresher tires. Looking to the high side, he put himself in the wall. Still on the outside of Craven. Rushes the wall again. Ricky not giving him a whole lot of room. Oh, jeez. I can't keep it straight down the straightaway. Matt Kenseth takes his first lead of the race now. Seemingly out of nowhere. That's one thing, too. Rusty Walls and Jimmy Johnson were way ahead of everybody else. My goodness. It's the third straight straightaway I've hit the wall on. Johnson's just kind of stuck on the outside. Well, okay, make that 4. And now we got into Craven. Looking like a rookie out here. Johnson ideally would like to get back down to the bottom so he could stop messing around with the wall. One thing to run the top when he's got somewhat cleaner air at the front of the field, but not in the middle of traffic like right now. A lot harder. Finally clears Terry Labonte. He's got a big run though. Craven holding the bottom. Johnson drafting behind Kyle Petty down the back straightaway. Should be able to draft by the 32 of Craven, and he clears him down to the inside into turn 3. So finally gets there. Tony Stewart battling for the lead. So just like what you saw before Johnson and Rusty Wallace started to hook up and link up, it's just so hard to pull away from the rest of the pack. Oh, Johnson slips up the track. Robbie Gordon had to check up. Kyle Petty gets around both drivers. Johnson on the outside of Robbie Gordon through the tri-oval. Johnson keeps it straight down the straightaways this time, and luckily didn't get into the side of the 31. He's going to try to challenge the high side on Kyle Petty. Side drafts that right rear corner panel to 45. Trying to get the run off the banking now as well. Now I'm starting to get a little bit of rhythm there on the top. Took a little longer than what I wanted, but at least I didn't bang the car up too bad. White Hansen, welcome to the stream. Much thanks for the old NASCAR races. There you go. Glad you guys are enjoying. Not as much contact through the field as what there was earlier in the race. I think a lot of that had to do with the double file initial start, and that being a single file restart. If we have more cars a lap down, they'd be double file. They are 3 wide, though, right behind Johnson off the exit of turn 4. Johnson already gone as Brendan was trying to block Jimmy through the tri-oval. Doing pretty good. Hopefully you are too. Two by two, Casey Mears, Ricky Rudd side by side. Biffle slides up the racetrack as well. Johnson cuts underneath Joe Nemechek on the front stretch. Drafting off the 41 of Casey Mears down low, 198 miles an hour as they're 2 by 2 into turns 1 and 2. Johnson slides up in front of the Biff. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Jimmy gets the run under Mears. Mears thought about a block. Now pull up and try to side draft the 25 of Vickers. 3 wide getting into the next corner. No, not quite. Burton blocks the 42, but couldn't block the 48 on the bottom lane. Johnson to 11th. Fresh tires ripping through the field. Again, we've got new contenders in this race. We're having our first restart. A lot of these other drivers will have to pit a lot sooner than what Johnson will. Johnson flatlines it into the corner, but luckily he's got fresh tires and he gets it to stick. Clears Sadler off the exit of turn 4. Kurt Busch underneath Dale Jr. side by side there. In front of him as well, side by side. It looks like Ryan Newman is trying to make a pass into turn 1. Can't tell who's on the outside. It might be Matt Kenseth up there. Ooh, almost stacked up into the wall down the back straightaway. Somebody pulled a block. Might have been Rusty Wallace on the 17 of Kenseth. Gordon almost got in the back of the 17 car. Kurt tries to, well, he thought about taking it 3 wide up the middle, and the lane closed quickly. Good thing he didn't. That wouldn't have ended very well. Rusty Wallace is losing major positions. Johnson doesn't really have any drafting help on the bottom, though, like the 2 lanes above him. Keeping everything stagnated down the front stretch. Kenseth with a block on the 48 car. Bobby Labonte in the 18 leads the race. Kenseth trying to go underneath Labonte for the lead. Johnson to third, right behind. Johnson will go it for it all. 3 wide into 3 for the lead. Johnson in front at Michigan. That was a big block on the 17 of Kenseth. Kenseth to second as he clears the 18 of Labonte. Johnson back to the lead on the fresh tires at lap 86. Now trying to hold off the field. Got a big pack of cars at the front of the field right now. There's going to be a lot of energy built back in the pack. It's going to start to look like some super speedway racing here all of a sudden. Haven't quite broken the 3 wide in the top 10. Johnson kind of mirror driving right now. Even on fresher tires, he just can't break away with a bunch of cars packed in line behind. And Newman has the run down low. Johnson sees it. Having more grip, though, in his tires versus everybody else behind him definitely helps. Oh, they stacked up. Contact between Dale Jr. and Matt Kenseth. Off the exit of turn 2, leaving just a 2-car breakaway between Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman into turn 3. They were almost 3 wide. Stewart thought about going to the bottom, but then he ended up having to check up after the 8 and the 17 made contact. Ash and G, welcome to the stream. Online lobby tomorrow night. So the last NASCAR Heat 5 online lobby is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then our final NASCAR Heat 5 stream will be on Thursday night, our Championship 4 race at Talladega. On the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode, and that will be it with NASCAR Heat 5 forever on the channel. No more NASCAR Heat 5. That's it. Not like it's an instant classic game that I plan on going back in the future. That's I can guarantee you that will be the final stream ever of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. And probably the last time I ever play NASCAR Heat 5. Ever again. All the glitches and the having to do the points myself for literally every season we ran, career mode or championship mode. Between the older tires and the fact that there isn't as many cars right in line behind Newman, Newman can't really get a run on the 48 of Johnson, and Jimmy's slowly pulling away. He's doing a great job breaking the draft down the straightaways as well. They're closing up on Newman. The pack led by Jeff Gordon in third. Yet Harvick came in with the points lead. Gordon was second. Johnson was third. They're all within literally a few positions of each other as far as the points go. And Johnson leads the way, trying to take the points lead for the first time this season. And also trying to go for 4 wins in a row tonight. Something that has not been done much in NASCAR history. Only 8 times before. And up to this point as well, The 2004 season was probably done even less. That's because I'm willing to kiss NASCAR Heat 5 goodbye after the Talladega race. I really want the Talladega race to be the final live stream with NASCAR Heat 5. That's a lot of it, too. And I don't want to wait until next week to run that race because I don't want to lose too much of the momentum we had from the Roval and from the other races last weekend leading up to the Championship 4. So the couple-day break is long enough. I'm excited for that race, though, too. I'll be the next full race live stream on the channel. Newman inching closer to Jimmy Johnson down the back straightaway. Jeff Gordon pulls behind the back bumper of the 12. Now they may be able to create a run. We're going to be seeing green flag pit stops very soon as well. We had a caution that wasted 3 laps. Caution came out at lap 69. The only caution of the day so far is the 175 went for a spin off the exit of turn 2. Joe Nemechek and Jeff Green piled in behind him. So 3-car accident. Won't you miss the glitches? Hell no. No, I will not. Gives me chills down my spine thinking about it. Thinking about the black screen of death. And I mean, just literally just the other night when we ran Gateway, we crossed the start-finish line, the game froze. And then I tried to run a 4% race just to fix it, and I was just going to do the points based off of where everybody was running on the last lap anyway with the playoff drivers. Thank goodness we were in the playoffs when that happened, that I only had to focus on 8 drivers with points. Wasn't really focused on anybody else. And then we tried to run that 4% race and get to the end of it, or 2% race, whatever it was. It was like 4 laps. And then it froze on that, too. Nope, I will not miss it. I mean, I'm going to miss the moments we had with the game on the channel. We had some really good moments still, but some good races strung apart. It was just the game was just way too glitchy. It crashes too much. And not a fully developed game. Jeff Gordon trying to challenge after taking away second place the last lap on Ryan Newman. The top 10 have to be within a couple seconds of each other right now. Newman back to the inside of Gordon. So Rusty Wallace has led the most laps up to this point, but Johnson's starting to lead a lot more. He hasn't lost the lead since taking it at lap 86. It's fresh tire advantage here. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream, and thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Got the boxing gloves on. It is a heavyweight fight tonight. On the fastest track in NASCAR, we've been seeing speeds at nearly 200 miles an hour on corner entry into turn 3 and turn 1 all night long. Yeah, great. Hey, I appreciate it. We're supporting the channel more ways than just one. So Johnson again pitted under the yellow. The only other car that pitted under the caution was the driver who mainly brought out the yellow, spinning in turn 2 of the 175 car. The other 2 drivers involved, Joe Nemechek and Jeff Green, did not pit. And Scott Wimmer got the free pass. I believe he stayed out as well. He may have pit. It's not impossible, but every other lead lap car stayed out of the pits. And you're still seeing some drivers pit at lap 97 right now, which is, it's going to be risky for them to be able to make it on 2 stops from here. But I figured with the caution that they might have had a better chance. Maybe they're hoping for another yellow before the end of the race, saving even more fuel. But they're not in a great situation. I know Johnson can make it on 2 stops no matter what. Bobby Labonte coming out of the pits just up ahead. Johnson clears him. Breaks the draft from the 24 of Gordon now as well. And Labonte up to second place. Oh, so my bad. He just came out of pits. I was like, wait a minute. How did he get up there? Went brain dead there for a second. Labonte is holding up Gordon, though, and Newman's going to get underneath him. Newman using Labonte as a pit car as he was just getting up to speed back to the start-finish line. That's the thing with this fast track. And it really takes until the end of the front stretch coming out of the pit lane to actually get up to speed, and that helped Newman get around Jeff Gordon for second place. Surprise one day at Player Wreckfest. You know, it's not impossible with the off-season coming up, but I don't even have the game right now, so I'd have to download it. Which probably won't take long, but... Halfway this time by, Kenseth just made it off the pit lane. We know Gordon was one of the last cars to pit last time as well. Gordon down to the bottom of the track in front of the 17. I think he's pulling into pit road. Yes, he is. So Gordon will pit off turn 4. Halfway home, 100 laps complete. Still 100 to go at Michigan. %, Michael. 100%. 100% chance that my last NASCAR Heat 5 stream will be on Thursday. Got an online lobby tomorrow night if you're just tuning in. It'll be the final one with NASCAR Heat 5. We'll have plenty more with NASCAR 21 Ignition. I'll probably end up doing more online lobbies with NASCAR 21 Ignition than what I did Heat 5. Because Heat 5 is just such a bad game. I just I didn't want to play it any more than I had to, really. Well, the reason I even brought it back to do that extra career mode was just for you guys. So I know you wanted more NASCAR Heat 5 content back in the middle of the summer. And trying to bring it to you. Carey coming out of the pit lane as well. Johnson will cycle ahead of him down the back straightaway and will likely clear him. He's going to pull low just to make sure he clears Jarrett into turn 3. Don't want any shenanigans going on there. Now this would be the perfect time for a caution. We had a caution in the middle of green flag stops, which benefited Johnson last night at Dover. And then 3 races ago at Richmond, the same thing happened not once but twice where we had cautions in the middle of green flag stops. Now, those were both short tracks. This is an intermediate. An extra mile long compared to Dover. We ran at last night's race, but you never know. Johnson will have to pit less than 20 laps, though. Don't you think the OSS inspection should have the fans? Actually, I didn't even know. Like, I don't like watch it necessarily, but I don't know why they don't have. I mean, there's reasons I can think of why they don't have it, but I'm pretty sure they have it for like the onboard cameras during the race when they show them too. So, you know, if you're gonna have them for one, I feel like you should have them for the other. But I can completely understand if they don't want to have any live chat at all for either of them, just because of how toxic the internet can be, and they don't want that showing up on in their chat if somebody's just going nuts. So like I've seen before on the classic race live streams too, people are just spamming random stuff. The NASCAR's YouTube channel doesn't really have any mods. I'm sure they have people watching that are booting people, but when you have thousands of people watching, it's just hard to keep track of everything. And on a big corporate company like that, it just isn't a good look. So that's probably why they don't have it for the OSS inspection. The only other thing, like I said, the counter argument to that is, if they don't have it there, then why would you bother having it on anything else that you're premiering or live streaming on that channel? Wow, Kenton flatlined it into 1 and 2. Still couldn't get underneath the 48. He's got fresher tires. He wants to go. So does Dale Jr., the car behind. Every NASCAR EA Sports game that I've played is better than NASCAR Heat 5. I have not played 08 or 09, so if those are worse, I have not played those games, so they could be. I really don't know. I've heard some bad stuff about 09, but I think 08 was relatively a good game on most people's consensus. I've seen some gameplay with 09. We'll get there eventually. It'd be cool to race the car up tomorrow's Cars with the Wing, but for every race, but yeah, it's perfect by any means. As the junior side by side, crossing each other over. Oh, they might both get underneath Johnson. Well, Junior will at least. Kenton didn't have enough room. Junior clear off turn 2. On the fresher tires. Quarter tank of fuel left for Johnson before he makes his 3rd pit stop of the night. Crosses back under Dale Jr. though. Jr. went way wide in turns 3 and 4. Johnson clears him right back. Kenton to the inside. Johnson blocks him off now through the tri-oval. Played 08 and 09. It was trash. Oh boy. I hope for the best. Well, I'm sure we'll have some funny moments that we can laugh about it, though. I mean, look, we had a couple funny moments even with NASCAR Thunder 04 with just the craziness of that game. We had that pit road glitch at Martinsville where we saw Johnny Benson flip on pit road. We saw Kenny Wallace torpedo about 1,000,000 feet in the air at Texas. We had some classic moments. I can't say we've had anything like that in this game yet. Not that I can recall. Johnson all the way down the back straightaway, zigzagging the 17 and the 8. "89 laps to go." Dale Jr. underneath Jimmy Johnson. That was an aggressive clearance by Jr. Johnson got really loose off the exit of turn 2 as well. Jr. pulls away. Kenseth will clear into turn 3 as well. Johnson now shoves up the racetrack, and Rusty Wall's going to get underneath him. A lot of momentum has been lost by the 48. A few drivers getting all back on the lead lap, and Junior's kind of pulling away. We'll see if these guys can run him back down in the draft. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Just in time for most of the second half of the race. Wallace underneath Kenseth. 1 caution so far. Back at lap 69. 175 car went for a spin. Again, Joe Nemechek, Jeff Green also collected. Only 3 drivers involved in the accident. And it was in turn 2. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all, like, as far as, like, the fuel window and stuff, as long as I have a... I mean, it's a little harder with this game because you have to literally kind of guess. Like, it'll tell you if fuel tank's almost empty, but you really don't know exactly how many laps you could go. You don't have like an estimated digital window like you do in Thunder 04 even, or today's games where you have like an estimated fuel. Like, you're basically it's like full guess with this game, which I guess it's old school about it, when not everything was digital. But I mean, you're basically praying when it hits fuel tank almost empty. You know you can go at least a couple laps. On a bigger track like Michigan, I know it could go at least 2. Anything beyond that, though, not totally sure. Thank goodness that caution came out and I pitted, knowing that I was at least, by my calculations, 1 lap short. But give or take with this game on whether those calculations are correct or not. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Get Merry Off Season and Happy Christmas merch. Johnson is just getting passed by a whole bunch of cars now. Rusty Wallace was still in front of him. Elliott Sadler got around him. Tony Stewart's trying to clear the 48. I don't think he's clear yet. Johnson's hanging on that right rear corner panel for now. Now Stewart's clear. Bobby Labonte to the inside at 1 and 2 as well. He'll pull clear on the 48. Slides up in front of him. Johnson underneath Labonte. Going to try to cross him over at least. And Johnson clears him back, so Labonte, Kurt Busch side by side now for the free pass position. Rusty Wallace losing spots. Lost it to Kenseth, lost it to Sadler, and now Tony Stewart. Wallace just does not look as fast as what he did before the caution. Maybe he went the wrong way on adjustments as well. Maybe he only had the car to beat when he had the clean air. Stewart makes a pass now on Elliott Sadler for position as well. Wallace continues to stay high. Johnson underneath him into turns 3 and 4. Johnson clear off the exit of turn 4. Busch almost got to the inside of the 48, not quite. He is inside Rusty Wallace, though, looking to pass him. And trying to get his lap back. Now he's under Johnson in the middle of 1 and 2. Wallace on the line. Kurt Busch left open on the bottom. Johnson can't get the car to turn, getting into 3. Neither can Kurt Busch. Wallace unlaps himself and gets to the inside of Kurt. Bobby Labonte to the inside of the 48. He'll clear off turn 4 as Johnson brushes the wall. I think the 175 car is hitting the pits right now. A little contact off turn 2. Johnson a little wider than what he wanted to be there and barely clipped Kurt Busch. Johnson going to stay out 1 more lap. This will be the 3rd lap since it said fuel tank almost empty, so I hope we can make it back around. Lap 120. Johnson will pit this time by. Johnson's definitely got to end up giving up the lead on this pit stop. We'll have 80 laps to go when he comes off the pit lane. 70 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Got to make sure he doesn't speed, locks the tires up, and gets down in time. No adjustments this time around. They made the 2 adjustments earlier, dropping the air pressure 1 pound and putting the wedge up a half a round to try and get the car glued to the racetrack. And that seemed to help even in traffic there towards the end. It still got a little loose, but it's going to do that on old tires. Best lap for a caution to come on. I didn't even see you say that, Ace. Nice. Jeff Gordon to the lead. Ryan Newman is second. Johnson on the apron as he's trying to get up to speed. Oh, man, Elliott Sadler almost got into Tony Stewart. Look how far back Jimmy Johnson cycled. But now he's got about 20 lap pressure tires. In 12th place. Might have taken Dale Jarrett's line away on the bottom. How about Casey Mears in the top 10? He started towards the back, and now he's going to get underneath Kurt Busch for 9th. Johnson carrying a big run into the tri-oval, 3 wide. I don't know if this is going to end well. Johnson got a little loose, getting into one. He's still sliding. And he's just going to let those guys go as he drifts up the track. Jimmy may have forced the issue a little early. Still loose. Took him a while to regather that race car back up. He stays in front of Jarrett. Look at Mears making another pass for position on Bobby Labonte now. What a run by the Chip Ganassi Dodge of Casey Mears. Highest running Ganassi car right now. Ahead of both his teammates Jamie McMurray and Sterling Marlin. Both winners in the Cup Series. Casey Mears eventually got his first career win in the 2007 Coca-Cola 600 with Hendrick Motorsports, but at this point in his career, he is searching for his first career win. Johnson underneath Busch and Labonte into turn 3. Mears with a block. He's trying to hang on to 8th. Johnson clears the 18. Trying to get around the 41. TV Forever 85, welcome to the stream. Mears trying to pinch the 48. Johnson clears him into 1. Jeff Gordon again is the leader. Been so close to victory lane here in recent weeks, but he just hasn't gotten the job done. He does have 2 wins on the season already. His most recent win came at Talladega in the Aaron's 499. Oh, you're going to the Cup race this weekend. Hopefully you enjoy. Always fun to go to a race. Even Texas. Wow, I'm surprised the car stuck as well as it did that time. Johnson barely had to lift. Lows around Sadler and Tony Stewart. 75 laps to go. He's up to 5th. Everybody has to make at least one more pit stop. And some drivers will have to make a second because they're cutting it pretty close on fuel. We know Johnson's good because he pitted during the caution. And people currently watching, we've had as many as 12 at one point in this race so far tonight. 9 likes so far. So if you haven't hit that like button, hit it. But right now, you guys are doing a pretty good job with that. Did a great job of it last night, too. As well. Really a lot recently. Has been smashing that like button. Keep up the good work. Helps me out a ton. Just as much as just simply watching the videos. Johnson trying to get to the outside of Kenseth. Kenseth was trying to block there for a little bit. And, well, he still fends off the 48. Johnson now cuts to the bottom down the back straightaway. Showing the horsepower underneath that Hendrick Chevy and drives on by Kenseth. That was for 4th place. Ryan Newman's dropped back to 3rd, so I'm not sure who's in 2nd behind the 24 of Gordon right now. Newcomer of some sort. Johnson drafting off of Newman. Look at the speed, 199 into turn 1. Big time run. He'll get underneath Newman off the exit of turn 2. Dale Jr. is in 2nd place. It was Junior who won in the last 2-mile racetrack in California, so it's only fitting that here at Michigan, place where he ended up having a few wins in his NASCAR Cup Series career. Only they came later compared to this 2004 season. This was Dale Jr.'s breakout year in real life, closest he really ever came to a championship in his Cup Series career. Most winningest season as well. He's had an all-right year. Obviously one of the contenders for the championship. He's in the chase if we were to start the chase today. And now he's looking for the lead for the first time. He has not had a lap led, so he's searching for 5 bonus points. And he better get there quickly because Jimmy Johnson is coming on fresh tires. Junior to the bottom for the lead underneath Jeff Gordon. Johnson hooks the bottom of the racetrack. Junior's clear off turn 2 on Gordon, but here comes Jimmy Johnson. Now he's on the inside of Dale Jr. 3 Chevys under a blanket for the lead at MIS. And it's Johnson in the lead in turn 4. Well, Junior didn't quite get that lap led in yet. Led for about less than a half a lap, and that was it. Gordon crosses Junior back over for 2nd place now as Johnson tries to block. Lead change, 48 to the lead with 69 laps to go at the Michigan International Speedway. Terry Lewis, welcome to the stream. Junior with a crossover on Gordon now. Good battle for 2nd. Although Johnson's got a little bit fresher tires, we'll see. Maybe be able to get to that lead. The problem, though, is the draft that Johnson's not able to pull away on fresh tires. We've seen that all day long. I don't think one car has really pulled ahead of another at the front of the field. Whether it's fresh tires, old tires, equal tires that are fresh, or equal tires that are old. Same thing we saw in California in the last 2-mile track, and it was Dale Jr. who capitalized to win the race. He had a wild finish to that one, and we could see the same thing here today. This is a 400-miler versus California was a 500-mile race, and there goes Junior to the inside for the lead. But he's not going to be able to clear off turn 2. Johnson, gets into him. Junior drives it deep into turn 3. Oh, wow, that was an aggressive block by Junior. Johnson lets him in line, and Junior will get 5 bonus points leading his first lap of the race. Fought for it pretty hard, and he finally got it. Johnson trying that middle to upper groove. Not going to work with the 8 car out in front. .48 on fresher tires. We'll see if the 8 and the 48 can kind of pull away here. Johnson knows Junior's not going to lead the most laps, that's for sure. Final time will alternate through the different camera angles in the race today. Wide arc into turns 1 and 2 for the 48. Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson are gapping Jeff Gordon. Johnson just sitting patiently behind Dale Jr. He's got fresher tires. He's not going to allow Jr. to pull away from him with the draft and the fresher tires. It's just not going to happen. Not sure where Dale Jr. is at as far as his fuel, and he's one of the drivers who's maybe a little bit closer to making it on one more stop. There will be some drivers that will make it on 3 pit stops today, especially with that caution coming out earlier. But that could definitely shake the running order up. Again, that really makes me shocked that more cars did not pit during the caution earlier in the race. Johnson didn't get all the way back up to the lead before they pit. Or no, yeah, actually we did. Never mind. Yeah, we got to the lead well before they pit. 6, 7, 8 laps or so before. A couple lap cars, 8 to 48 are coming up on. Johnson really isn't backing up these corners too much either. Dale Jr.'s got that good of a race car right now. And this is the first we've seen him in the lead with clean air. Coming up on a lap car. Not sure how that's going to work exactly for Dale Jr. Jason Kennedy in the 144. Will be the first lap car. Scott Wimmer in the 22 will be the next lap car. Johnson and Jr. both clear between the front stretch and turns 1 and 2. A block there by Dale Jr. through the tri-oval. Donut on the right side of the 8 car. Not sure exactly what that's from. He must have made contact with somebody in this race. He's also got one on the left side of the... Oh, that's right. He made contact. I remember now. He made contact with Kenseth off turn 2 earlier on that last restart. I remember that. They were almost 3 wide out of our rear view. Well, it wasn't right after the restart. It was by the time we ended up getting back to the lead. Oh, little contact. Johnson got into the left rear of Dale Jr. And that will keep the 8 of Jr. out in front. Jimmy may try to go for a pass here pretty soon. Dale Jr. drops to the bottom of the racetrack. Johnson to the high side. And I think Dale Jr. is coming into pit. He's going to be way short on fuel if he pits right now. Well, he will pit. Johnson to the lead at Michigan. Trying to win his first career race at Michigan. He would get one win here later in his career. All these drivers pitting right now. Johnson doesn't want to take this run all the way to the end. He's going to lose quite a bit of time. He's about 5 seconds off the lead the last time before trying to run these guys back down. Staying out of the pits 25 to 30 laps longer than everybody else. I think as soon as that window opens up for us, we're going to pit. I don't want to take this run too overly long. Already past halfway on fuel, too. Trying not to lose too much time to these guys. I mean, we're already losing time to Dale Jr., but Jr. pitted about 5 laps shy of 50 laps to go in the race, so I just don't think he can make it on fuel, pitting when he did anyway, so I'm not really as worried about Dale Jr. Definitely a spread apart as things have been really all day long. The longest green flag run of the race so far. Went green at lap 72 until now at lap 149. We're still green. So Johnson is committed to pit with 50 laps to go. So lap 151 with 50 to go, Johnson will pit. That will only give him 49 laps left at the end. He went 50 laps at one point earlier in the race, so he should make it on fuel from there. Really, anybody who pits at that point on should definitely make it on gas. Window would definitely be at least 1 lap to the good for Jimmy Johnson, if not more. Past the 109 car. Turns 3 and 4. Johnson stays out this time. Will pit the following time by. That should give the lead to the 175. He may try to take his run as long as he possibly can. Get some laps led. Maybe try to get a caution to get a better finish for himself as well. I mean, this is a long enough racetrack. He's not going to have everybody a lap down. Johnson should be on the lead lap still after he makes his way out of the pits. 4 tires and fuel, no adjustments for the 48. This is the money stop, final one of the day. Got to make sure he doesn't speed. He's coming in hot, locking the tires down. Easily did not speed onto pit road. Probably could have actually taken it a little bit hotter if we wanted to. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, Joshua. Have a good rest of your night. Need to get Thunder 04 for PS2. Yeah, you definitely got to do it. I never really played Thunder 04 until I did for a gameplay through, and it's a really fun game, really good game. Some would say it's the best ever in NASCAR. Johnson trying to get up to speed right in line behind the 109 car, who actually beat him out of the pit lane. What's going on with the race car there, getting up to speed? That cost him some time. So the 175 car is in the lead. Johnson will get up to speed. It looks like he's in front of the 24 of Jeff Gordon. I believe that's Gordon out of his rear view. Red and blue cars, either Gordon or Labonte. Speaking of the fact that Johnson's in third, I'd probably assume it's Jeff Gordon. I believe the only car outside of the 175 car ahead of Jimmy Johnson would likely be Dale Earnhardt Jr., who was in the lead when he had hit pit road. Who will catch the 175 car first? Will it be Johnson or Dale Jr.? Jimmy's got about 6 lap fresher tires than Dale Jr., so for a 6 to 12 lap range, he's going to have a faster car. Those tires will definitely even out. He doesn't have that much fresher tires. Michigan still got a decent amount of grip at this time period in NASCAR as well, so yeah, we'll see. Definitely tell how much faster he is on the 175. He came out of the pits just over 8 seconds off the lead. It's already under 6 seconds now behind the 175 car. There's a ton of traffic still, though, between the 175 and Jimmy Johnson. I'm sure those guys are also passing the 175. He's got the oldest tires on the field right now. Only NASCAR EA game you don't have. Yeah, there's a few of the really, really early games that I don't have from NASCAR EA Sports games. And I have to repurchase 06 through 09 yet, too, for the classic game playthroughs. I'm not worried about buying them until I finish the gameplay we're working on for the channel for these 2 games, though. Well, we're already done with Thunder 04, but NASCAR Chase for the Cup 05 obviously going on right now, too. There's Dale Jr. It's about 3 seconds off the race lead from the 175. Johnson a half a second behind the 8 car. Johnson still got a little bit of an advantage on tires. He gets around him, he may be able to pull away. Traffic staying high. Gonna let Dale Jr. go on the bottom off turn 4. Johnson in the draft of the 8 through the tri-oval, and he's got a big run. Only 2 seconds off the lead. Junior with a block on the inside into turn 1, so Jimmy's going to go high. Junior going to try to block him up on the high side in 1 and 2, and does. And that opens the door up for Scott Riggs on the bottom of the racetrack to get back underneath. Oh, man, Junior gets in the wall. Junior got the wall up turn 2. He got tight when the 10 car pulled up in front of him. And that gives Jimmy Johnson second place. Junior tried to hold the 48 up as much as he can. And now Junior's still caught behind the 10 of Riggs, and they're side by side in front of him with the lap cars. And Johnson is getting away. And that was the pass for the eventual lead. Jimmy still 2.5 back of the race leader in the 175, who still has to make his final pit stop of the day. I don't think Dale Jr. can even make it on fuel anyway to the end, but we'll see. I'm thinking he's going to be at least a few laps short. Jr. banking on there being another caution being his best chance to likely win, so he can make it on gas and pit for fresh tires while he's at it as well. I'm not even sure who's in the 175 car. Don't know, and I don't think Jimmy Johnson cares. Blows by him down the back straightaway. New leader, Jimmy Johnson. 40 laps to go at Michigan this time by. That lap led as well. Jimmy Johnson has clinched the most laps led. That'll give him 10 bonus points. Look at the 175. He tried to cross Johnson back over there into turn 1. That might have been his last gas. Johnson going to try to break the draft to the inside down the back straightaway. He's doing what he can to stay in front of that driver. He just wants to pull away. Tell you what, a caution comes out for the 175. My goodness, he would be in prime position late. Especially assuming everybody, or mostly everybody, would come into the pits. We know he definitely would because he has to pit again. He's the only driver that we know of that 100% has to pit one more time. Another driver on pit road is blowing an engine during this current tire stint. Not sure who it was because I didn't see it, but they've been on pit road for a few laps now. A few laps at Michigan is quite a long time. Fastest lap of the day for Johnson's a 38.727. Fastest lap, or I should say that last lap he ran was a 38.895, so a little over a 10.5 off on his speed, just over 10 laps into the run. Johnson struggled in lap traffic in the final 50 laps at Dover, and he gave up what was an 8.6 second lead at one point to Tony Stewart, into having to really fight for it there at the end. Jimmy's hoping he could just keep growing this out. It's up to 1.2 seconds. Junior will eventually catch the 175. Will he be able to close in, though, on Jimmy Johnson? We'll have to wait and see. Johnson pulling closer on Robbie Gordon. Gordon goes wide in 3 and 4, giving Johnson plenty of room on the bottom to try and pass him. Johnson has not cleared him yet, though. In the tri-oval, still side by side. Gordon trying to hang on the high side. Johnson clears off turn 2. Johnson's going to have to defend, though, because 31 is getting a decent run in the draft. As long as he doesn't get alongside the 48, he's not really going to slow him up at all. Johnson breaking the draft in the tri-oval as much as he possibly can as well. There goes the 175, so he already pit. So Dale Jr. would be in second place with 34 laps to go at Michigan. Junior's about 1.2 to 1.3 seconds off the race lead. Johnson is pulling away from Robbie Gordon right now. No pressure there, so there's one lap car between the top two as well. 31 of Gordon. Johnson 1 for 1 with the Platinum Lowe's paint scheme. Now he's trying to go 2 for 2 today with this scheme. This is my personal home track. I always love trying to win at Michigan. No matter what driver I'm using or what game it is at the NASCAR video games, this is a special track for me. I wonder if Dale Jr. might be able to actually draft with Robbie Gordon and pull closer. I wonder if that's at all possible. He may be trying it right now because that leads down to almost a second even at the start-finish line. 0.2 of a second quicker. I should say 1/10 of a second quicker each in the last 2 laps. Dale Jr. versus Jimmy Johnson, and now he's side by side with Gordon, so that'll hold him up maybe a little bit. And the tires are evened out at this point in the run, too, so it is strictly, can Dale Jr. just close in a second on Jimmy Johnson? The long laps at Michigan here, that is definitely possible. Johnson's got a teammate of Terry Labonte coming up. Currently, though, Terry is side by side with Kyle Petty in the tri-oval. Johnson getting a little bit of a draft off of Labonte in the tri-oval. Johnson inside Petty. Labonte easily clears the 45. Terry Labonte going to stay high as well and let his teammate go. Johnson clears Labonte off turn 4. Back to 2 lap cars now between the top two. 30 laps to go at Michigan. Johnson good to the end on fuel. Dale Jr., I don't think he is in a good situation to make it on fuel. And Labonte just crossed over his teammate to the inside off of turn 2. Johnson gets the run, though. He's got a little bit more straightaway speed in his 48 car, even though they're teammates. Labonte trying to block Kyle Petty for position. They're still battling. Johnson trying to get a draft off Barry Baker in the 119 car. 200 miles an hour into turn 1. Clears him with ease. Wonder if Terry Labonte's going to try to block Dale Jr. at all and help his teammate out that way. He almost crossed Johnson over. Maybe it's a good thing that he didn't. You want to race your teammate that hard when you're a lap down. Your teammate's the one leading the race late, like Johnson is right now. Johnson trying to look for a date with history and win 4 races in a row. It would be 5 if you included the All-Star race, but that is a non-points paying race. And this could be his 5th win of the season total. if he goes on to win today. Junior's right behind Barry Baker off turn 4. And it looks like Baker crosses over Terry Labonte, so now they're side by side right in front of Dale Jr. Junior's going to have nowhere to go into turn 1. Behind those slower lap cars in front of him. Oh, he's going to go up the middle? No, it looked like he was going to try to split the cars 3 wide. That would have been a heck of a move if he did that, but he is definitely getting slowed up. He got to within a half a second, and now he's lost about a tenth or two over the last lap and a half. And it looks like he has cleared off turn 4 on both the lap cars. So 7/10 of a second off the lead for Dale Jr. 26 laps to go at Michigan. Can he run down Jimmy Johnson? I mean, so far, he was 1.3 back in the lead when he took over second place. And he's obviously closed. Johnson hasn't struggled in lap traffic, but neither has Junior. Junior may just have a little bit faster of a car. Maybe he made the right adjustments under those final pit stops to be able to try to match or maybe best the 48 car on speed. Junior may need a caution, though, if he's going to want to make it on fuel. 25 to go, and he's not going to be able to save it all with him in second place. He's going to be trying to charge hard to get to the 48. Johnson's got to know the situation Junior's in. He could be racing the next car behind Dale Jr. So you may not want to battle the 8 car that much. Junior's already led a lap, so he's already got 5 bonus points, and Johnson's already clinched the most laps, like getting 10 bonus points at the end of this race today. Johnson puts another car lap down. He's got the 153 in front of him. Oh, the 153 car's blocking. Swaying back and forth on the 48 in the tri-oval. Oh, now the 149 is going to cross over Jimmy Johnson, and Johnson's boxed in turns 1 and 2. That is not good. Johnson's got nowhere to go, and Dale Jr. is less than a half a second off the lead now. And he is closing as Johnson slides in the dirty air, shoving up the racetrack. Now he gets under the 153. The 149 just cleared the 153 car. That's Bobby Boone in the 149, by the way. 22 to go, and Dale Jr. has closed the gap now with the lap cars holding up Johnson over the last lap or so. And that's what Jr. needed. And now he's within the draft of Johnson. He's close enough, and I don't think he's going anywhere anymore. Earl Hall in the 176 will be the next lap car. Well, Jr. drove it in deep into 3 and 4. And he's underneath Johnson, trying to get underneath him. Johnson maybe going to try to throw a block in the tri-oval, and he is clear barely. Junior was very, very close to becoming side by side. Big time crossover into turn 3. Turn 1, rather. Sorry. He faked the outside, went to the bottom. He's not going to clear off turn 2, but he tried to clear, and both cars are in the wall. Dale Jr. has just shoved the 48 of Johnson into the wall with a late block. And he is getting away. That is unbelievable. He was obviously not clear. I called it in the center of the corner. And Junior was not clear, and I was shocked he actually still tried to move up. And now he leads with 20 laps to go. Hate to see it come to an end if that's going to be it. Johnson's not even close enough to draft him. He's just going to have to hope he's quicker. And then Junior gets held up in lap traffic. It looked like he got around the 176 pretty well. He's got a decent amount of clean air in front of him yet. I cannot believe he did that. I was not expecting that. That was the only time he got underneath him during this run. The only time he really got close to being able to get underneath Johnson, and he was committed to trying to clear. He didn't know if that was going to be his last opportunity or not. I think he would have had more if he just stayed in the draft, but he was committed. Again, Dale Jr. not in a situation where he is very good on fuel compared to the 48 of Johnson. Our fuel tank is going to say almost empty at the end of the race, but we are good on fuel to the end. Dale Jr. is not, by my calculations, but he needs a caution. He almost brought one out right there. The 176 car's got a big run on the back of the 8. He's just going to go to the high side and give Johnson the bottom. Johnson closes on Dale Jr. Jr. going to block down the back straightaway now. Big block! And Johnson gets into him. And into the wall goes Dale Jr. That's a second big block by Jr. that he was not clear. And that was a little bit of karma on that one. That was big time karma by Dale Jr. That was the second time he tried to block Johnson super aggressively. But that time it's Jr. who gets into the wall. Johnson's got a 1.3 second lead. Gets back around the 176 off turn 4. I don't know why the 176 is battling Johnson as hard as he is. I guess he's only one lap down. They actually made some contact off turn 2. Sorry, it's not Earl Hall. That's J.R. Jones in the 176. Still trying to get familiar with some of these generated drivers. I don't play the Cup Series on this game too often enough. We will be soon, but Dale Jr.'s not done yet. Been super aggressive twice on Johnson on a very, very fast and dangerous racetrack. Tire slowly wearing out. Johnson underneath the 176 in the tri-oval. Junior's within 0.6 of a second now with 14 to go. 176 cars definitely plagued a little bit of the speed out of Johnson. This 48 Lowe's machine. Oh, the 176. J.R. Jones tries to send it into the corner. Johnson holds him back for now. Jeff Green will be the next lap car up ahead in the 43. He may have damage from that only caution of the race earlier on. How hard will Green fight to try and stay on the lead lap? We know not everybody is good on field to the end. Probably more than just Dale Jr. that will not make it. But how many more, we'll have to wait and see if this plays green. 12 laps to go. Oh, the 176 dives into 1 and 2 underneath Johnson. Crosses him back over. Johnson gets him back and turns 3 and 4. Clear. Junior could save some fuel in the draft, though, as well. Hasn't had a ton of drafting help in this run. Oh, J.R. Jones just took it 3 wide. Underneath Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Green, and Johnson gets into Green off the exit of turn 2. And that gave Junior a lot more run and a lot more speed down the back straightaway than what the 48 of Johnson had. Johnson's trying to pick Junior behind the lap car, though, the 176 of Jones, and it's going to help Jimmy Johnson hold on to the lead as we have 10 laps to go at Michigan. Johnson clears Jones at the start-finish line. Dale Jr. has closed the gap. And now Junior sends it into 1 and 2. He gets underneath the 48. He threw 2 bad blocks the last time. He's going to throw another one here. Oh, he's not even a half a car length, but Johnson is the one that makes the mistake this time. And Jimmy scrapes the wall off turn 2. Johnson trying to get the momentum back. He'll stay in the draft of Dale Jr. for now. 9 laps to go. Jr. not going to be super aggressive with the block this time. I think he learned his lesson finally. Johnson takes the run into 1 and 2 and clears Dale Jr. back again. I think Jr.'s got to be more worried about fuel than what he is about Jimmy Johnson. Johnson's just going to try to run him out of gas. Hope that nobody else from behind is closing in with the way that these two are racing each other, especially with the way the lap traffic has been. Junior clear, back off the exit of 4, no! Into the wall they both go. And, oh, Jeff Green just nailed the back of the 48 and launches him ahead of Dale Jr. Oh, man. That was a hard lick. Johnson actually kept it off the wall. He tried to pull in line behind the 8. He just hooked him. Oh, boy, here comes Junior. Luckily, I don't know how he's still an ally, but he is. And here's Jeff Gordon and Matt Kenseth all of a sudden in the mix. And Junior's pitting. Wow, he's way short on fuel. Johnson's got to be locking straightaway speed with the damage. Jeff Green had piled into the back bumper. Jeff Gordon, though, is occupying Matt Kenseth as they're side-by-side for second. Will any of these other guys run out of fuel? We'll be coming to 6 laps to go this time by. It was Johnson who was so close to winning at California and blew a lead late. Battling too hard with cars, and he might do it again here at Michigan as he blocks his teammate. Off turn 4. Gordon does clear Kenseth, though, for second place. Johnson lacking the straightaway speed with the damage. Are on the bottom into turns 1 and 2. Gordon gets it to stick, and he's underneath Jimmy Johnson for the lead. Oh, Jimmy gets loose. Side drafts the 24. Is Kenseth going to take it 3 wide for the lead into 3? He thought about it. He couldn't do it. Johnson slides way up the track. Jeff Gordon to the lead at Michigan with just 5 laps to go. Trying to steal a win from Johnson. Johnson got a really good run off the high side off of turn 4. He's underneath Gordon now. Trying to get him back in turns 1 and 2, and he's all clear. Oh, but he moved up, and he had the lift off the exit of 2. He slides way too much, and I think not only the speed is being affected by the damage, the aerodynamics in the corners as well. Tires are getting old. Also doesn't help. Kenseth down low. Johnson in the middle. 3 wide for the lead. Contact with the 17 and the 48. Johnson saves it. But Gordon's pulling away. Johnson pulled down too soon off turn 4, and Matt Kenseth will remain in third. A couple lap cars closed in as well there. And Jeff Gordon's got a 1.3 second lead. Three to go this time by. Does Jeff Gordon and Matt Kenseth have enough fuel to get to the end? If Gordon's got enough fuel, I think he's going to win the race. I don't think Johnson can close in that much with the car beat up the way it is. The 153 car down on the bottom. Johnson trying to get around him on the high side right now as the 153 gets up to speed. Oh, Jimmy missed the corner. His line got taken away. He couldn't get to the bottom of the track with the 153 car there. And he lost about 1/10 of a second that time in 3 and 4 compared to the 24 of Gordon. He still hangs on to second. Hendrick Motorsports looking for their 4th 1-2 finish of the season. All 3 of them so far have been with the 24 and the 48 1-2. Gordon has finished second to Johnson twice, and Johnson finished second to Gordon at Dega once. Jeff Gordon's slow off turn 2. He may be trying to back the corners up to save fuel. We're coming to the white flag, but he was about a half a second slower that lap than Jimmy Johnson. And I think Gordon's trying to save gas. He's got to be careful, though, backing it up too much. I guess he did have a little bit of a gap. He had 1.3 seconds on Johnson to try and back it up. It's less than a half a second now. Johnson's ran him down off turn 2. Gordon can't save in 3 and 4 anymore. He's got to hope he's got enough. He blocks to the bottom of the racetrack. Boy, he used all that 1.3 second lead. Johnson trying to go high. Gordon with a block. Johnson's going to go low off turn 4. Gordon going to block again, and it is going to be at the line. Jeff Gordon winning at Michigan. He really backed up those last 2 laps. Johnson was well off the lead, and I think Gordon was just trying to save, and he almost saved too much. But he did a great job holding the bottom, and it is Jeff Gordon who is going to win the race at Michigan. Another race on a 2-mile track that got away from us. Just like, I mean, that was not identical to Auto Club. I was really hoping Gordon was going to run out of fuel. And he was slowing up quite a bit. I thought he was out of fuel there for a second with 2 to go down the back straightaway, but he was saving as much gas as he could. I mean, there's no way with that wrecked race car that we gained 1.3 seconds. Well, I guess we finished 1/10 of a second behind him, but there's no way we gained 1.2 seconds on him in 2 laps. In general, we wouldn't have been able to do that, let alone with the damage. I mean, we survived, and we got the second, but yeah, Jeff Gordon, he played the fuel mileage right. Those drivers that were able to make it, they got to be thanking that caution we had back on lap 69 that they were able to make it on 3 stops. And also, Gordon's got to thank Dale Jr. for putting me in the wall twice. That didn't help either. I mean, that was the only reason that Gordon and Kenseth even had a chance. I think Kenseth ran out of gas because he was in 3rd. I swear, coming to the white flag, he was there, and he finished a lap down. So Matt Kenseth ran out of gas and finished 14th. And we only had 13 drivers finish on the lead lap today. Take a look at the top 10. Jeff Gordon with the win, leading 20 laps. Johnson led 104 laps out of the 200 tonight. 37 lead changes and only one caution for incident at lap 69. Ryan Newman finishes 30, led a couple laps, getting some bonus points. Elliott Sadler finishes 4th. He's been on a good run lately. Rusty Wallace had a fast car early on. Kind of faded late, but he still finished in the top 5, 3rd, and he also got 30 laps led in the race. Kurt Busch got 1 lap led, finishing 6th. Dale Jarrett 7th. Jeff Burton 8th. Casey Mears 9th. He had a great day, and his teammate at Chip Ganassi Racing finished right behind him. Sterling Marlin rounds out the top 10. Marlin led 1 lap, and that was in the middle of green flag pit stops earlier in the race. I believe that was the pit stops right around the halfway point. It would have been the second stop of the race. I saw Marlin lead. So that was the top 10. And we got to take a look at who all DNF'd. Going to any more races this season, I am going to Martinsville. I will only be there for the Cup Series, but you can plan on there being a highlight video from the grandstands for the Martinsville race. Drivers who did not make it to the end, we saw Mark Martin blow an engine. Casey Cam blew an engine while leading at lap 23. You wonder what he could have done. He led 6 laps there early. Tough break for him. Harvick was in the top 5 at one point when he blew an engine. Maybe he could have been up there late as well. He led 3 laps. Ricky Craven blew an engine at lap 151. Those were the only 4 drivers that failed to finish this race here tonight. We'll take a look at the updated point standings. With Kenseth running out of gas, that's going to hurt him. He could have finished 3rd. Instead, he finishes 14th. He was 11th in points coming in. And, boy, you thought this race was kind of wild at the finish. Just wait till our first road course race of the season. The road course races on NASCAR Thunder 04 were just absolutely wild. We've only ran at Old Spice Speedway on the road courses in this game. We literally have not ran any other road courses in any other series. So first trip to Infineon on NASCAR Chase for the Cup 05. The old Sonoma layout. So a little bit different track configuration there. I'm definitely going to be practicing and qualifying for that race. Dodge Save Mart 350. So we'll take a look at the point standings here. 10 races to go until the chase. And Jeff Gordon is the new points leader. Kevin Harvick DNF. So, yeah, that's right. Harvick led in points coming into the night. He loses 3 spots. He's back to 4th. Look at the points, though. 106 separating the top 5. I know the chase is going to reset everything, but if this was a full season format, the top 5 are well within 1 race worth of points. Oni, welcome to the stream. But Gordon leads in the points. Johnson 31 back. He's not led the points all season. And our streak, I just realized, came to an end with that second place finish as well. So that is Jeff Gordon's 3rd win of the year. Hendrick Motorsports with 7 wins now this season. 3 for Gordon. 4 for Johnson. Johnson's got 2 exhibition wins. Kurt Busch moves up to 6th. Yeah, we'll take a look at the chase cutoff line. Bobby Labonte is the last spot in over Matt Kenseth on points. And Kenseth's within 1 race. Again, the max amount of points you can score in a race is 190. And so Labonte would be 111 points ahead of Matt Kenseth right now. Rusty Wallace would be 141 points behind Bobby Labonte in 12th. Jeff Burton not all that far behind either. Jamie McMurray. Bigger gap back to Michael Waltrip at 15th. The Biff back in 19th. Oh, look at the pole awards. Yeah, we haven't qualified on the pole much this year. Only twice. One of them was in the last race. We qualified on the pole at Dover. That's actually kind of surprising. Ryan Newman Of course, Ryan Newman at this day and age of NASCAR in 2004 would have the most poles on the season so far. That's not surprising. That is not surprising. Brian Vickers, rookie, has 2 of them. Brendan Gaughan has 2, rookie. Scott Riggs, rookie, has 1. So all these rookies getting poles. I'm sure Casey Kane's probably got one coming here pretty soon as well. To put it short terms, chaotic. Yeah, you will not want to miss the Sonoma race. That will be on Friday night. NASCAR Heat 5 the next couple of nights. And it'll be the last of the NASCAR Heat 5 streams in general. We got an online lobby tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday night, we got our Championship 4 race at Talladega. Our final stream of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel coming within these next 2 days. So you won't want to miss it. If you have a PS4, you can tune in tomorrow. I'll probably put a community post out there while I'm at work. Like probably at like noon when I'm on lunch, I'll put a community post on the YouTube channel. Now that I have that ability, just letting you know, heads up, that we are doing an online lobby, and it will be the final one with NASCAR Heat 5. So you definitely won't want to miss it. Thanks for everybody tuning in. If you haven't, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.